Hello students. Today we are going to start the next subtopic of molecular biology. So that is RNA. So in the previous class we have discussed about the detailed aspect of components of the DNA. So DNA, we know that DNA components are nitrogenous base, phosphate group and pentose sugar, that is deoxyribose sugar. So these are present in the DNA. But in case of RNA, the purines as well as pyrimids, here also they are present, but the purines in case of RNA present are that is adenine, guanine, cytosine. Here there is no thymine. Instead of thymine, the uracil is present. So rest of the components are same, but it is only differ in the presence of pyrimidine, that is instead of thymine, uracil is present. In addition to that, there is one more important property we observe in the RNA, which makes the RNA more reactive. What is that property? Let us see. So as we know that this is the structure of the RNA, that is the ribose sugar structure. So this ribose sugar, and we have to understand the structure of the ribose sugar, where it is a pentose sugar because it is made up of 5 carbon compound, where carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4, carbon 5. So at carbon position second, there we are observing the hydroxyl group. So this hydroxyl group is an additional hydroxyl group which is responsible for the that is the reactive nature of the RNA. Why RNA is more reactive? Because it is composed of hydroxyl group at the carbon position second, hence it is highly reactive. Whereas DNA is not reactive because in the carbon position second there is no oxygen, hence that was known as deoxyribose sugar. But this is known as ribose sugar where additional hydroxyl group is present at the carbon position second. So this is the most important differentiating character of the RNA as well as DNA. And uracil is the nitrogen base which is present in the RNA instead of thymine. So thymine is found only in the DNA, but in case of RNA, uracil is present. Okay. So this is a brief information about the RNA. The detailed information about the RNA, types of RNA, functions, structure, the each and every aspect we are going to discuss in the next forthcoming classes. Now we will proceed towards the another headline, that is the study of double helix structure of the DNA. So some historical aspect we have learnt in the previous lesson. So that is first time the nucleic acids were discovered by Friedrich Miescher, and later he called them as nuclein. Later Altman came forward and he called those molecules as nucleic acids. So these aspects we have already learned. Now double helical structure was proposed by a very famous scientist, that is Watson and Crick. So these two persons, they have proposed the double helical structure of the DNA. We know that DNA is a double stranded and it is like a twisted ladder like structure. It's a double stranded and twisted ladder like structure, and this structure, though it is very simple, but it is famous structure. This model was proposed by Watson and Crick. But during the year 1953, they have proposed this model with the help of Wilkin and Franklin. So what is the contribution of the Wilkin and Franklin? So not only Watson and Crick, even the Wilkin and Franklin, they also contributed towards the structure of the DNA. So what is their contribution? Their contribution is, so they have proposed the DNA model by using X-ray diffraction method. Means in order to take the image of the DNA, they have used X-ray, and then this is the contribution of the Wilkin and Franklin. So by taking X-ray diffraction images of the DNA, and by using that, Watson and Crick, these two persons, scientists, they have proposed the structure of the DNA, and that DNA is known as double helical DNA, duplex model of the DNA, or this is also known as Watson and Crick model of the DNA. And this, as you are observing this diagram indicating the molecular structure of the DNA. So, in the previous classes, as we have studied about the polynucleotide chain, when we observed there, it is made up of repeated units of deoxyribose sugar, nucleotides. So, all those aspects we have discussed that. So, once again we are highlighting this one, the structure of the molecular structure of the DNA. So, as you can see here, this is the molecular structure of the DNA showing the deoxyribose sugar attached with the phosphate group and nitrogenous base. Sugar, phosphate, phosphate. So, thus sugar, phosphate are going to form the backbone of the DNA, and from the sugar, the nitrogen bases are projected inward, and in turn these nitrogen bases, that is adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine, purine space with a pyrimidine, always the base, purine space with a pyrimidine, or pyrimidine space with the purine, never purine space with the purine or pyrimidine space with the pyrimidine. So, why, and the reason, what is the reason behind that, we will be learning later on. So, this is a simple structure of the, that is molecular structure of the DNA, means the molecular structure of the DNA showing the presence of sugar, phosphate, phosphate at 5' and 3' and then purines, that is nitrogen base, purine space with a pyrimidine with 2 hydrogen bond and 3 hydrogen bond. Since we know that DNA is anti-parallel, the two strands are anti-parallel with each other. So, it is a double helical structure having pi dash to 3 dash, 3 dash to 5 dash, and both are running anti-parallel with each other. So, 3' to 5'. So, one is moving upright and another is moving towards the downward. So, inverted, uprighted. So, this is a simple molecular structure of the DNA. Then, we will be learning the Watson and Crick model of the DNA in detail in the next video. So, we shall stop here.